Hello, hello, my beautiful balancing Libras. How are you, my gorgeous ones? So, have you had enough testing yet? Are things settling down yet? Are you feeling a little bit more stable? So, welcome, everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cindy. Thank you for watching this video. Welcome. I am the modern day spiritual advisor. I use multiple modalities, including tarot, astrology, mediumship, all kinds of stuff to help you on your path. So, my gorgeous ones, it has been a time, let me tell you. So, I'm making this video very, very short. I'm going to do extended videos on my website. I will have the link in the eye icon right here and in the description box below. I've made two different extended videos, one for astrology and one for tarot, because some people just like one or the other. I've made it very affordable. It's $2.99. They're $2.99 a download. This is just to help support me because I'm focusing more on my YouTube channel. I want to grow that more. I want to give you guys more teachings. We're going to do a lot of other stuff on here. But in order to do that, I need the time. And so if you'd like to support me, if you like what you see, the best way to do that is to download those so that you can get, this is in those downloads, this is where you get the extra aspects. We'll be going over the aspects of each house. I'm not going to go over the houses. I mean, I'll tell you what area of life, but the houses are much bigger than just that area. And I won't go over the aspects here. I'll go over the aspects in the extended. Then with the tarot, I'll do a spread for your life, a spread for your romance and your partnership, and a spread for your finances and your career. So, let's talk about what's happening. What's been happening? So Mercury finally went retrograde. I mean retrograde. It's been retrograde. Mercury finally went direct. I feel like I can't talk more than now that it's direct, and I've Gemini Sun, so it should have affected me more, and it didn't. Emotionally affected me a little bit. A little bit. I just kind of felt like lethargy, I guess. So, anyway, so Mercury has gone direct by now. And then we're going to have, and this is in your career. This is in your career house. Sorry, this is in your groups. Yep, your groups, your networking, supporting your career. Okay, so there was some processing you were doing. This house has been activated with the North Node in here. So there's something about your path. There's something about the things that you want. Something about the things that you're desiring, having to do with your career or your life purpose, that has been activated here. Especially with this, remember we were dealing with this lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse. We just went through that series of eclipses. And so with the solar eclipse, you may have gotten something. You may have not been able to do anything with it yet until now that Mercury, we're still kind of in shadow, but now that Mercury's gone direct. But it has to do with your career, your life purpose. So I'll tell you this, your houses are very activated with trying to become stable, secure, and happy. Saying and bringing that to your everyday life, which is this area. So this is you, Libra. And then the value of which you put to yourself and the money that you earn. All these have been activated. So right now, Venus is in your sign, which means you are looking beautiful. You cannot go wrong right now. Like, you are looking good. You are shining to the world. When Venus blesses us in our sign, we just look more beautiful to the world. We may not feel it sometimes, but we look it. So Venus has been in there. Venus is going to probably produce more when it gets to like the 25th degree over here. And I'll talk more about that in a little bit. So then in the money that you earn right here, this is your second house. This has Scorpio. You've been going deep. You've been going deep for a while in this house, like 2-3 years now, right? 2 years probably, 2.5. And so it was retrograde. Neptune. Jupiter was retrograde, so you were processing, you were reevaluating, you were editing, amending, fixing, trying to make more money, trying to figure it out because you're trying to get happy again. You're trying to feel comfortable like you once did. You're trying to have those things, and more so than you once did, to fulfill you. That's this house. This house is very activated. It has had all these retrogrades in here. So there was really looking at what makes you happy, really looking at what makes you fulfilled, really looking at how you're going to feel stable, really looking at that, like really having to work in that. Saturn has been retrograde, Pluto has been retrograde, Mars has been retrograde. So whatever you've been dealing with in the mid-May, this is kind of closing out a little bit. It'll be resolved by the end of September into October. We'll talk about more of that in a minute. But I just wanted to let you guys know that on the 26th, with this full moon, we're just going to kind of wrap up August. So August 26th, this full moon, this has to do with your daily activity. This has to do with what you're bringing home. This has to do, it's a bigger house than that, so you could have been dealing with acquaintances, maybe some siblings. If you don't have siblings, maybe you were dealing with coworkers because your 11th house is lit up as well. So you're trying to figure out what groups do I want to belong to, what type of people do I want in my life, who do I need to cut out of my life, what do I need to move on from, like all this has been going on. So when this full moon comes, this can be about fate and destiny stepping in, because this is Pisces, the full moon, and Neptune. I know Neptune is retrograde, so it's having you amend, figure out, right, process, adjust. But if you've been letting go of what no longer serves you, which you have in this lunar eclipse that you had here with your south node. So north node is here, south node is opposite. You had this lunar eclipse. You heard what I said about before. If you let go of what no longer serves you, then you have more room in your energetic field for your abundance and your dreams and your security and your safety and your comfort and your all of that to come in, your happiness, your joy, right? So you've really, I feel you, Libra. You've really been working on this. You're like, I'm serious about this. Like I can feel that you like got serious about this, and you were doing it in a very diplomatic way, which only you know how to do. Like you know how to do this, where you can make everybody feel good, and some of your lesson was to make everybody feel good and okay, and to make yourself feel good and okay as well. Okay, so. There is some challenges. If you watch that full moon video in Pisces that I have, I go more into the aspects of what these squares are about. But on this day, since you've been clearing, this can be about manifestation. And because you have this grand trine, the grand trine is with the Sun, Saturn, and Uranus. Okay? Uranus is in your 8th house of shared resources. So there's a shift coming that you've already been working on to help you feel more comfortable, safe, secure, happy in your life. And the Sun is going to align things so that things can come through. So there is a divinely guided gift that could be coming through for you if, now listen, Libra, if you have the room in your energetic field to be able to accept that gift. That makes sense? If you're thinking you're not gonna let go of this other issue, then you may not have room in your energetic field to be able to accept and receive this gift. And then this doesn't become about manifestation. This becomes about letting go of what no longer serves you. Okay? So, again, I have a full video about this. So then on the 28th of August, just to end this out, the 28th of August, Mars goes direct. It is in Capricorn. It is very pinpointed. It is very focused. You got very focused. And listen, Libra, you are extremely intelligent, and you know how to be emotional as well. So you know how to connect your heart and your mind together. And I feel when this Mars goes direct, that's how you're going to be feeling. Like, I'm connected emotionally to my heart, and I'm extremely intelligent that I can get through this and close this out. So whatever this issue is having to do with loving you, making you feel comfortable, you started dealing with it in mid-May, it's going to close out at the end of September. But this is when this goes direct, okay? So you're going to get more energy. You're going to get you could get an inspiration. So What happens is it's going to go back into Aquarius now that it's gone direct. It's going to move back into Aquarius where you're going to find a resolution. It is going to be the resolution that you thought you saw. It's just going to come in a different way than you saw it. Okay? So just be open to that. So then we go to September. My gorgeous ones. I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all got like focus, boy. But see, this is the thing. Last year, when y'all got like shafted, I call it shafted. I mean, we know that we're all supposed to be where we're supposed to be. But I'm just saying, when you had Jupiter in your sign and you had these harsh aspects where Jupiter couldn't produce everything that it wanted to produce for you, it's like you got shafted. So you were like reevaluating everything and redoing everything. And that's when you were going through this like anguish and frustration and all of that stuff. You've been through that. So guess what? The other signs are kind of catching up to you. So even though this has been hard, you got so focused because you've already done this. You were like, oh, I got this. And you did it. You were like, I'm not having this anymore. And you did it. So by September 6th, September 6th, by September 6th, this is when Saturn goes direct. Saturn is going direct in this house where you want comfort, where you want stability, where you want happiness, where you want joy, right? So by the 6th, you have all personal planets direct, which means Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, Venus. You have Venus in here. It is producing right now for you. On this day, the 28th, from the 23rd, 24th through the 30th is when it starts producing. Okay? So, and it is in your sign, which means those things that you've worked hard for, they're coming through. They've already kind of started coming through, but they're going to get even more. Okay? And let me tell you, Saturn, he just turned direct on this day. He's just getting started. We have 2019. We have 2020. I mean, I am so proud of y'all. Like, y'all have done it. Y'all have done it. Like, I need to come over y'all's way and learn from you guys. Because you were like, nope, I'm doing this. Okay, so with all these planets going direct, this is your conscious awareness. Personal planets are like the conscious awareness, the issues that you know about, the issues that you see coming, the issues that you've been dealing with, the decisions and the choices that you can make to change your life. All those planets now that you have been working on, working through, readjusting, amending, editing, fixing, getting people out of your lives, putting people in your lives, really focused on how you're going to make the money, asking for the money, trying to figure out how to make more money, or trying to figure out how to get the house, or trying to figure out something, right? So all of that wasn't working in the past 6 months, but I don't feel like y'all were anxious. I feel like you were like, I mean, maybe in the beginning you were kind of anxious, but then you were like, I'm doing this. And you just did it. Like, you just did it. You almost did like kind of what the Saggies did. The Saggies were like going every day and just doing it because they have this knowing of just doing it. You were like stubborn and did it. You were like, nope, I'm doing it. So what if you had to do extra hours, if you had to take another job, if you had to, I don't know, if you had to dump somebody and get somebody else, I mean, I feel like you just got directed and did it. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. I need to come over y'all's way. On the 6th, when all this, it's all now going to come through. It's all about the unfolding now. I mean, we've all had one heck of a summer, like one heck of a summer. But I don't feel like y'all were anxious about it. I feel like y'all were like, okay, it's going to come through. All right, I'm just going to do it because I refuse to take no for an answer. That's how I feel like your stance is. So on the 6th, when Saturn goes direct, this house is going to start. It's not producing yet. Saturn is just getting started. It's going to move closer. You guys know, to me, from 23, 24 degrees on to 30 degrees, when a planet is in those degrees in a house, that's when it really produces. But this is Big Daddy Saturn. He's like the father figure. And you know your daddy loves you, and he's got to give you something, like something. So he's going to produce a little bit, okay? But he's got a lot more to produce for you. So the reason I'm talking about this day is because he goes direct, and then you have this grand trine. So the grand trine was with the sun, now it's going to be with Mercury. So there is some news. Your 12th house at this time, with the sun in there, with Mercury in there, is what we call activated. So this is when you're going to be dreaming those dreams to get some clarity. And some of you, I just heard, are going to get a message from a loved one. And some of you are going to get a message from angels. That's what I just heard. So this is the message to let you know. I mean, they've got the message for you. I was about to say, and they were like, don't say, because the message is for you. Okay. So just know that the sun is about aligning and Mercury is about messengers. Mercury is about bringing the message. So the sun is about clearing up and Mercury is about bringing messages. So however that pertains to you, I am not supposed to be specific. They just said that. Just know, some of you have a loved one, some of you have angels that are going to be your dream state, your sleep is going to be activated. Your meditation, when you get in the zone, that's activated right now. So you're going to get some clarity. That's what I just heard. You have this grand trine that is in all earth signs, right? So again, it's about this shift having to do with your comfort, security, joy, happiness, and having a message. Okay? So, yeah, and it's a gift. It's a gift coming to you. That's all they'll let me say. Okay, I'll move on. So I do want to say that, remember that Virgo, because the sun and Mercury are going to be in here, they have to play by the house's rules, which is Virgo. Virgo is about clearing out, cleaning up, tidying up, organizing, getting it done. That's Virgo. But Virgo is also about healing. And so there is going to be some healing. And some of you, they just won't let me say I'm sorry. Every time I try to say it, they're like, nope. Okay. I will say that there's some deep healing coming on. Y'all got some special messages coming. That's all I can say. So you've got some deep healing coming on. I'll move on. Like I said, I would move on. Sorry. All right. So on the 9th, I'm talking to Spirit because they're talking. So on the 9th, then we have this new moon in Virgo. So new moon is about new beginnings, right? Understand that the 12th house is not just about your dreams, but it's about your past, present, and future lives, okay? It's about past life. So maybe you have new beginnings that you wanted to experience in this life. You've been working in your North Node. I'm just giving you scenarios. Been working in your North Node, and your heart is desiring some things, and then this 12th house is activated with new beginnings about how that's going to come about, or a gift that has that come about, okay? Now, ooh, they're like, move on. Sorry, my throat got really dry because. All right, so we have the new moon, but and I'll talk about these trines. I'll talk about these aspects in the extended. So new moon's about new beginning. Virgo is about deep healing. You have some new beginnings coming from Virgo in your 12th house. Can say that. Then Venus moves into Scorpio on that day. So Venus is going to move into your second house of finances, your second house of the value you put to you. Okay? So where it was preparing things for you here, and maybe you got a couple of things, love, luck, or money, that's Venus. Jupiter's been expanding this house. I just saw this. Jupiter expanding the second house for you is awesome, because that means bigger everything. Jupiter wants to make this house bigger. Jupiter wants to make your finances bigger, your value bigger, you bigger. Okay? And that's your second house of physical, material earnings, money that you make, or physical, material things around you that show the value of you, right? Whatever you see as value to you. Like, you've heard me say this before. When you buy a car, or you want a car so bad, and then you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go get that extra job. I want that car. I want that car because I want that car. And then when you get the car and you're like, yeah, I did that. I got that car. That's the value of you, right? You're like, I did it. I went and got the extra job. I went and did it. I said I wanted it, and I manifested that thing. That's the value of you. That's how that kind of plays out, right? Well, Venus is moving in there. Venus is going to begin to produce a little, okay? It's not going to produce all it can because then it's going to go back into your house. So there's something that you're going to revisit in October. We'll talk about that in October. But Jupiter is then, but just because Venus isn't able to produce all of it, Jupiter's still moving. So your house is still going to be expanded, okay? Jupiter's still going to be moving here. So this house is going to be expanded. Jupiter's the teacher. Jupiter's the guru. Jupiter's gives gifts. And these gifts, like when Jupiter gives you gifts, they're long-term understanding. Like maybe you finally understand the value of you, where in turn physically manifest as these things for you, these hopes and dreams that you've had, the life, the lifestyle that you wanted, right? So that's in that second house. Then, let's look. Then, on the 23rd, yeah, let's talk about the 23rd, because I don't want to make this video too long, and I already went too long. I can't help it. I love you guys, and I start talking. I start channeling, I just can't help it. All right, so the sun moves into your sign at that time. Venus is in there bringing messages, helping you process things. The sun, now that Venus is out of the sun comes in and shines on you. The sun is going to come in and make everything align. The sun is going to come in and give you the opportunities, help you see the opportunities, right? And so, again, we'll talk about the aspects in the extended. So the sun comes in, aligns some things. It's going to be in a very diplomatic, Libran way. So you're going to get what you want. And that's what I'm saying. It's like you learned the lesson about how to get what you wanted. Let me say this a different way. How to love others and love yourself as well. That's what you've learned. How to love others and love yourself as well. Not one more than the other. Like, you know how to do this. So the sun moves into your sign. Then on the 25th, sorry. So some of you it's going to be the 22nd. Some of you it's going to be the 24th, depending on where you live. And then for the 25th, some of you it's going to be the 24th. Some of you it's going to be the 26th, depending on where you live. Some of you the 25th. Then we have this full moon in Aries. So this full moon is going to be, this full moon right here is in Aries. And Aries is going to be, if this is your 4th, 5th, 6th, this is your 7th, right? So this has to do with relationships. This has to do with the boundaries that you have in relationships of all kinds. If it's your money, if it's yourself, if it's your partners, if it's your coworkers, if it's your lovers, if it's your life partners, if it's your spouse, whatever this is, there is going to be some light shown in this area to help clarify something for you. Okay? So again, the full moon can be about letting go of what no longer serves you. But if you have room in your energetic field and your perception has changed, then it could be about manifesting something. So this house is going to be activated. Chiron is in here. You'll have to watch my Chiron video. Chiron is in here, but there's something about you and this person, this situation, or this thing that you're going to be able to see clearer. Okay? See more clearly. We'll say that. See more clearly. All right? And then the last thing I wanted to say before we move on to the tarot is either, depending on where you live in the world, either the 28th, 29th, 30th, or the 1st of October, when these two come together, they produce well on their own. But when they come together, they're going to produce something huge, like life-changing. Okay? And so this is where people find their life partners. This is where people find their lifestyle. This is where people find their dreams. This is like when these two come together. So I was looking and I was trying to get them as close as I could. So Venus is going, this is the closest it's going to be to Jupiter before it retrogrades back into your sign. And when it retrogrades back into your sign, whatever you're dealing with in mid-September, you're going to be dealing with again when it comes back, okay, in October, just to finish it out. But because they're not conjunct, they're almost conjunct. I like my conjunct 5 to 8 degrees, right? But they're almost conjunct. So it's almost like they're working together. They're trying. like I've said this before, it's like they're talking on the phone, and when you don't have a good connection and you're hearing every other word, but you kind of got some of the message. That's kind of how they're speaking or having this conversation, where they're trying to give you something about your money, the money you earn, the things you have, the value you put to yourself, right? So on these days, be aware, because how does that pertain to you? Is on these days, something is going to come up where you're going to get a glimpse or a sneak peek about what's really coming in November and December. Okay, so just be aware of that. It could be a message, it could be an opportunity, it could be something. Something is going on where it's going to give you a clue. Now, it won't finalize till then, but that's the closest that they're going to get, and that's kind of the conversation that they're having. Okay, so let's get to this. Hopefully, I can see where this is moving. I'm sorry, hold on. Okay, so let's get to your tarot. Just expand this. All right. So this is your tarot reading for September. Again, I'll do the extended one on the extended video. I'll do the longer one. So you're sitting pretty. I mean, this is about your comfort, and this is coming. And you have more opportunity coming. So this is your first position. This is you in the month of September. Those things that you've been wanting are going to be birthing. Those things that you have nourished and paid attention to and did some work on and readjusted and we're trying to figure out, that's you in September. This is you in September. See that baby? That's the baby that you're birthing. That's the thing. That's the love. That's the beauty, the relationship, the whatever it is that you've been trying to get through. And it's not one thing, it's several things. That's coming forth in the month of September. And I feel like since this is the present position in the month of September, I feel like that you're already going to be having some things come through before then, so that by this time, at the beginning of September, and all through September, you're birthing, you're bringing forth, things are coming through. But these are the things that you were focused on. These are the things that you paid attention to. These are the things that you put energy into. These are the things that you made choices about, okay? These are the things that are coming through in September. Now, will every one of those things finish out in September? Probably not, because you still have October, November, December where you got more coming, okay? But you'll get sort of a start as to what you're doing or how it's coming through, okay? Now, in your second position, this is Spirit's advice in these situations in the month of September to help you move forward in your life. And you have the Seven of Cups. I love the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is about these opportunities that you have passion for, that you have love for, that you have want for, that you have insight, psychic things that you see, like intuition that you have. Like, these are opportunities, those seen and unseen. Okay? So, they want you to know, Spirit wants you to know, as you're manifesting this, as these things are coming forth, there are more opportunities. There are more opportunities. So just, I can't even say that to you guys, because you guys have been saying, yes, I'm going to do it, yes, I'm going to do it. So just continue to be in that energy of when an opportunity comes to you, say yes. When you can lend a helping hand, say yes. Like, I feel like you're already in that energy, and so just continue to stay in that energy, but they want you to know that you have more coming. Okay? And that's in September. Because your life is, now that I just saw this, now that you took the 2.5 years to energetically and spiritually align and create and call in and dream, dream, then create, and then do the work. Now that you've done that for the 2.5, 3 years, now it's time for those things to actually become physical. It's time for those things to actually become part of your world. And that's what you're doing. That's actually what's coming about for you guys. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So, in your third position, this is your fate, destiny, the things that are coming on your path.
It's the thing that you've wanted. It's the thing that's coming. This is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands for some of you means that relationship, that partnership. Some of you, it means that love life partner is here. This is on your path. This is part of what you're birthing. Others of you, it's that space of feeling comfortable and happy again, and secure and fulfilled. I'm feeling fulfilled. Like fulfillment was a big thing for you guys, and happiness was a big thing. To feel comfortable, to feel balanced and comfort and security. That's coming. That's actually here. That's where you're headed. Again, it's about the physical actually coming about for you. So, some of you, that is that life partner. Whatever it is, you're moving into this phase of security, of comfort. Then, once you start feeling that, it's like now you're going to build the walls around it. Now you're going to build, yeah, the type of house you want, the type of life you want. You're going to see those things come in, and then you're going to build on them. That's what I'm seeing in the month of September. That's on your path. So, where are you headed, and what will you be going through in the month of September? You have the Hermit. I don't see this as like retreating and being all by yourself, and I don't see that. What I see is that you're very aligned. I see you're very aligned throughout the month. I see that more peace, serenity, I see that comes about, but I see that like I don't feel anxious. I feel like as things happen, you're like, I know the answer. I know what to do. I know exactly what to do. I, I already meditated about this. I already had a dream about this. I already got the answer. I already know what to do. I feel like you'll have epiphanies. I feel like even after you'll have epiphanies, as these things come through, you are so aligned that beyond this, so this is about what's going through, you're going to feel more comfort, more peace, more serenity, right? But beyond this, I feel like as these things come about, and even on to the further months, I feel like as anything comes towards you, you're like, I know the answer. I know how to do this. I can do this. Like, done, 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 right? That's what I'm feeling for you guys. So, congratulations. I'm sorry this took so long. I didn't mean for it, but they were talking, and I was talking. So, again, I will have the extended videos up here for download. I'm so sorry about the camera moving back and forth. Maybe I need to move this away. Sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. So, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in a few days. Love you, love you, love you. Bye.